大灣區兩邊嘅一個發展。
找緊機遇，躍進海外市場。
第一步國際化落地咗喺香港，跟住下一步咧，我哋諗住再去東南亞。
港灣起跑線，今晚7點。
rock 啦 ，rock 點解咧？隊長嘛，要承擔責任。哦，隊長要承擔責任 ，OK 都 OK， 答得 OK。死啊！唔好入啊 ！Oh my， 哦，錯嘅，個好難。
At last, the spring thaw colours the meadows, but also sends avalanches thundering into the valley.
嘅，咁咧我哋朝頭早大約9點鐘咧就會餵佢哋食嘢噶啦，咁佢哋中意食嘅嘢咧就有啲粒糧，咁同埋草。
同事建腳粉咧位置相當唔錯，喺裕民坊附近嘅重建項目，非常好嘅位置。
樊姐她手上没钱了，住旅馆不要钱的，还傻问傻问呢。
The steep cliffs of the high mountains present no obstacle. Pacific salmon, on the other hand, face obstacles their entire lives. Hundreds of millions of them ascend from the sea to the higher altitude mainland in Western Canada. The salmon migrate up the rivers to spawn, to the very same spot where they were born. Their delicate sense of smell helps them to find their way. The further they swim up the river, the more the current fights them. In some places, the river is too turbulent to swim against, but they don't give up. Far removed from the cold rivers of Western Canada lies the tropical island world of Palau. The Ice Age carved a unique marine lake here, in the middle of one of the islands. The few creatures that live here have developed in complete isolation. The lake is named after one of them, Jellyfish Lake. The crystal clear water teems with them. They survive only because of a pact they made, which forces them to take a death-defying journey every day. Inside their bodies, the jellyfish have taken in countless tiny roommates. Algae that turn sunlight into sugar. The sugar nourishes the jellyfish, and in turn, the jellyfish take care of the algae. They swim towards the sun. The spectacle begins at the light of dawn. With the first ray of sunshine, the jellyfish float eastwards. Their bells always face the light. The algae give the jellyfish their colour, and thus tens of millions of golden blobs glide along the surface of the lake. Menacing darkness embraces the edge of the lake near the shady shoreline. The jellyfish are blind, but they can sense the darkness and the danger lurking in the mangroves lining the banks. Wind and waves propel them towards this danger zone. Predators are already waiting for them. Little blennies nibble on the tentacles and drive the jellyfish into the waiting arms of deadly sea anemones. Once a jellyfish gets caught, the attack comes from all sides. Only the luckiest jellyfish could escape such a lethal embrace. At night, the jellyfish sink deeper and deeper into the most dangerous abysses of the lake. They head towards an oxygen-free layer of bacteria where dead organisms
appreciation as well.
Yeah, it all started with the Indonesian team manager giving me a birthday gift, a couple of Indomie noodles.
A little bit of pressure coming from Victory Scholars, but now when Joe asks him for something, he really does produce, and he goes away to win it very comfortably in the end. Down the outside, well, that's Jung.
一齊整
咁多餡，
好重要啊！咬喺個邊邊。
The tide sets in, the ice cliffs vanish. The force of 16 meters.
其實個好處係喺邊度呢？歡迎打嚟發表意見。電話1872311，星期六問責。
都係增加咗，所以係業界應該係會開發更加多嘅人民幣理財產品咧，去針對呢啲需求嘅。
大灣區嘅政策下，
喺香港信貸按揭問題根本唔係問題，樓按只需一個電話即批唔使等。
咁快？今日申請，聽日搞掂。
省時易批。
老細有冇錄音機賣啊？
而家仲邊有錄音機賣㗎？你睇下錄音。
In existence for a long time before this bill. It is misleading because to date the government actually has not provided any.
太可怕了！现在最尴尬的是，我们想帮他。
Very important food, thousands of nutritious mussels, enough to feed their families. Twice a year, tens of millions of birds cross the valley, from Europe to Africa in winter and back again in spring. European white storks are among the travellers. These masterful gliders take advantage.
服務植入式廣告就啱晒你啦！融入節目內容軟性宣傳，效果顯著。快啲打電話俾 TVB 營業部徐小姐。
集中喪生嘅多名哈馬斯高層照片，大批巴勒斯坦人就悼念被以軍擊殺嘅哈馬斯高級指揮官伊薩。 哈馬斯喺加沙嘅最高領袖辛瓦爾就到咗另一名被殺指揮官嘅悼念帳篷同戰友擁抱，係以巴今次衝突爆發以嚟首次公開露面。佢向支持者揚言會喺耶路撒冷再見。以軍早前曾經轟炸多名哈馬斯高層嘅住所，辛瓦爾嘅
Technology. This is something we've never seen before. From the secrets of the mummies.
Don't ever judge a mummy by its cover.
Appreciate the beauties in the gorgeous clothing. Keep up with fashion and trend.
想寶寶日日有便便，揀荷蘭美素佳怡金裝，專屬奶源蘊含 Novus 柔軟小蛋白，更容易被消化分解，腸道輕鬆。
In the end, only managed to run fifth behind Courier 1.
Yeah, look, he...
In large schools. During their dives, sometimes more than 2 kilometers deep, they also hunt giant squid, some of their favorite prey. A single sperm whale can eat up to 1 ton of food in a single day. Researchers believe they stun their prey, using some of the loudest sounds in the animal kingdom. Much about these powerful marine mammals living in the darkness of the deep sea remains a mystery. The challenge of deep sea exploration. It's being tackled by scientists at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute. They study animals that use light to survive in the deep ocean. Until recently, it was virtually impossible to collect live specimens of luminous or bioluminescent animals from the depths. Once the team gathers the deep-sea creatures thousands of meters above their natural habitat, they must act quickly. The enormous differences in pressure will dim the animal's luminosity. In the brief time they have, the researchers investigate the type of luminescence and its possible functions. In some species, the light seems to serve as a form of defense. Like the rotating flashes of the Atolla jellyfish. Or the light waves of the Burroe jellyfish. Whatever purpose, the creatures make a fascinating sight. An adaptation to blind or to beguile. The bizarre eyes of the barrel-eye fish gaze upwards.
2个人的事情凭什么你一个人说了算？告诉你啊！
决赛对双位，
回答正确了吗？
你想打個電話暫時未能接通。
電話。
能咁容易就模仿到喎。哎呀，又會搞到咁折墮嘅。
進軍海外，創造巔峰。
你究竟係點樣諗到呢個辦法？
全靠發夢啊！
發夢？
係，好有信心咁講，滿福 Noodle 係一件 rock 時代嘅產品。
大滿福星期六至五晚11:1最酷。
官姐，我參加咗佢哋嘅人生改造課程。
Thousands of meters above, a spectacular mountain world.
年前，佢離開南寧去內，
掌握修車技巧，開拓未來事業道路。
The goal is to give all of these youths an opportunity to have a career in motorsport.
Rights in Hong Kong, but labor unions in Hong Kong urged authorities to speed up the.
那个，你能不能手下留情？你也知道我这。
聖誕假期。
400 meters above sea level. Anyone planning to conquer this mountain has to take the time to acclimatize to the thin air. Inclement weather, or the lack of a go-ahead from the authorities, can force expeditions to remain in the advanced base camps for weeks. Each in his own way, the trekkers try to ride out the nerve-wracking wait. Once the climbers get the all clear, they head up to the North Col at an altitude of around 7,000 meters. The route leads over glacial crevasses and then steeply upwards. The local Sherpas, considered the most capable mountaineers, adapt their speed to the ability of their chargers. Stationary ladders help to clear the wide gaps. On a day when everything runs perfectly, the mountain reveals its breathtaking